I didn't flinch when he said it. Dad leaned back in his chair, glass of scotch dangling between his fingers, that smug sneer painted across his face. "You're not welcome at our luxury resorts," he told me, as if his words could strip me of oxygen. I only smiled, picked up my phone, and said calmly, "Security, remove the Fairchild family's VIP privileges, all of them." That night, their keycards stopped working. It wasn't always like this. There was a time I would have begged for their approval. When I was younger, they dangled affection like a prize. My grades, my achievements, my very existence. It was never enough. My sister, Claire, was the golden child. I was the afterthought. Whenever we visited one of their sprawling resorts, they'd parade her like a trophy and remind me, "Don't embarrass us." I swallowed it, year after year. But beneath that polished family portrait, I saw the cracks. Dad's cruelty masked as discipline. Mom's cold silences whenever I sought comfort. And Claire always grinning at my expense, feeding off my humiliation. The Fairchild name meant power, wealth, influence, but to me it meant exile. The first betrayal came the day I graduated college. I had just walked across the stage, diploma in hand, when Dad shook my hand stiffly and whispered, "Don't expect us to fund your little dreams." My little dreams were to take the crumbling boutique hotel my grandmother left me and restore it. They laughed when I pitched the idea. "Stick to something safe," Claire mocked. I walked away that day with nothing but spite. But spite is fuel. While they poured millions into their flashy resorts, I worked quietly. I lived inside that old hotel, fixing rooms myself, painting walls until my hands blistered, negotiating with suppliers one by one. I learned a business from the ground up. It took years, but the hotel thrived. Then I bought another, then two more. My empire wasn't loud like theirs. It was deliberate, precise. Boutique luxury, personalized experiences, a clientele that craved exclusivity. Ironically, it was Claire who tipped me off to their weakness. At some family dinner, she boasted about their VIP loyalty program. Unlimited perks, free upgrades, black cards that worked across every resort. It was their pride and their Achilles heel. The discovery of betrayal didn't shock me. It confirmed what I already knew. My parents had been bleeding money, expanding recklessly, covering losses with loans, flaunting wealth they didn't have. When my name began circulating in travel magazines as the new face of luxury hospitality, I expected at least a nod. Instead, Dad called me a parasite living off scraps. Then, one morning, my lawyer showed me a cease and desist letter signed by my own parents. They were suing me for brand infringement, claiming my hotels were confusing their customers. I laughed. They weren't just trying to crush me, they were terrified of me. I didn't rage, I planned. First, I strengthened my legal walls, copyrights, trademarks, patents, ironclad protections on my brand. My lawyers were wolves, hungry for a fight. Then I moved silently into their world. I bought stock, tiny pieces of their company, enough to slip into shareholders' meetings unnoticed, enough to gain access to the data they thought I'd never see. The numbers were worse than rumors suggested. Bookings down, guest complaints rising, competitors circling, and their golden VIP program? A financial drain, hemorrhaging perks they couldn't sustain. Perfect. The execution was meticulous. Step 1, I acquired their loyalty program's back-end system. Not illegally, but through a failing subcontractor they'd neglected to pay. With it, I gained quiet administrative access. Step 2, I upgraded my own loyalty program, offering seamless migration for anyone tired of Fairchild's faltering perks. A mass exodus began. Guests whispered, influencers compared, and suddenly my brand was the destination for those who mattered. Step 3, I waited for the right stage. That stage came during the annual shareholders gala, a ballroom glittering with chandeliers, executives in tuxedos, cameras flashing. Dad stood at the podium, rehearsed confidence dripping from his voice. He spotted me in the crowd and smirked, as if to say, "You'll never sit at this table." When I approached him later, drink in hand, he spat the line that had been simmering inside him for years. "You're not welcome at our luxury resorts." The room chuckled. Claire laughed the loudest. I didn't argue. I simply dialed a number, waited for the security chief, and gave the command. My voice was calm, almost gentle. Remove the Fairchild family's VIP privileges. The downfall wasn't dramatic at first. It was silent. That very night, as Dad and Mom tried to retreat to their penthouse suite, their key cards blinked red.